It's about that time. We're here. It's March, and that means March Madness. So March Madness is here. We got games kicking off. Officially, the first four and things have the tournaments kick off on Thursday. Full day of games on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. The round of 64 and round 32. It's starting to be the best time of year. We got this, and then the weather. If it wants to start cooperating, we can get that too. But March Madness time. Here we are. This is Ballin Out. Sean, Nate, and Grant back at you guys. We're gonna go through the brackets, give our picks, and see who we ultimately come down with a champion for this year. So I want to let's start backwards first. First, before we get into the bracket and things, who do you guys have as national champions? Nate, we'll start with you. Who's your national champ?
Oh wow, we're just
Yeah, getting right into
we
it.
spoil
Okay.
that right away.
Yeah.
I,
You
I
guys
had a
spoil it
whole
right
build
away.
up. See, I can't really do that for you right now because I want to leave it
Wow.
for a surprise at the
Okay.
end. So
I'll do it. I got
yeah,
like 4 champions out there right now, but the one that I'm gonna stick with for this one, I think is Kelvin Sampson's year. I think Houston might get it done this year. I think they come
Mm,
out. Uh, I think I'll kind of get into this later, but I think if they can get down to that Final Four there, we'll see who comes out of the East. Couple banged up teams there, a couple question marks there, but we'll see. But I think if they can get there to that Final Four, I think they got a good chance to get there to the chip and potentially win it all.
okay. I like it. I got I got Duke. I've seen this Duke team a couple times this year. Watching them play, and just you know, they may struggle, with the injuries that they do have, in their guards with the backcourt. But I think that this team is destined. This might be finally their year, even though on paper they might not be the talented roster that they've had like last year and the year with Zion and RJ. But I feel like this could be their year to get it done and win it. So yeah, we'll see. We'll go through the bracket and see how we can get there. Nate said he can't reveal his champion yet. I respect it though. I respect it. You got to wait a minute. So um yeah. So let's.
okay. I got Hofstra. Hofstra win it all. Yeah, we Cinderella.
Okay.
I'm kidding.
Oh, I was like, oh. I
I
mean,
thought
hey,
they
it
were
could
sticking with the
be.
Cinderella. I was like, all right, sure. All right, so let's get into it then. Yeah, round of 64. I mean, unless you guys want to touch on the first teams that we got, the um first four games. What are those games? We got tomorrow we have SMU and Miami, Ohio. Um, I think I'm gonna stick with the Red Hawks here. I think the Red Hawks are gonna get it done. I like their chances. Being able to get it done here. Um, Grant, I know you said, before we got started, I know you said you think otherwise. You don't think they can get it done.
Oh yeah, absolutely not. I think SMU rolls them in this one. Personally, I don't think it's close. I will be betting on this game. Miami at the end of the day, 2 wins throughout the whole entire season. We had that, you know, early November. It's like at the end of the day, there's just levels to certain things here, and I think again, March being, the run of madness and all that, if you can't even get it done in the very, very first round of your own conference tournament when you went undefeated, like what are you gonna do when you get to the real one when everyone's really competing like that? So I don't know. I got SMU.
Mm, okay. Okay. Interesting. So I actually do. I didn't even realize it, but I guess the first four, they would be tonight as we're recording this. So I don't know how much we can talk about this, but UMBC and Howard, they're first, and then Texas and NC State. Um, I don't think any of these four teams are gonna go further than Friday. So I don't think you ain't gotta touch too much about it. So let's just start, round 64. What region do you guys want to start with? The East, I'd say, is the deepest. So we could, save that for last. But what are you guys thinking?
It
True. I
don't
mean,
matter.
yeah, the East region obviously is loaded with teams that could potentially win it all. I think there was a lot of conversation about like, you know, was it smart to have all these top dog teams in one region? But I think it just makes it more exciting too at the beginning of the tournament, just to kind of see what teams potentially match up. Like you have potential Duke, St. John matchup, potential MSU, UConn, like all these teams. So I'm excited to see this region though.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'd like to see what you guys have going down to like the Elite Eight in here because I think yeah, this is a lot of talent, a lot of well respected coaches, that's for sure. So kind of curious, obviously too with Michigan State. All of us state fans here, I'm curious to see kind of what we can produce this year in the tournament. Obviously the odds are not really in our favor, but I like a challenge.
Absolutely. I do like a challenge. So, all right, let's start in the East then. Uh, Duke and Siena. Uh, Obviously, I think the clear favorite right here is Duke, but correct me if somebody's got Siena, winning that game right there.
And my third bracket I do, but not this one. No, I'm playing.
The ultimate Cinderella right there. Um, so then moving on to the next game, Ohio State TCU. This was a tough one. I'm not gonna lie. Ohio's just because of
Hmm.
like how Ohio State played in the Big Ten tournament. TCU. Me personally, I got TCU winning this game. I think it'll be close. But what are you guys' thoughts? What you guys think?
I
Yeah,
don't.
dude.
Yeah. Wait. What'd you have, Grant? You got TCU?
No, I see. At the end of the day, I took Ohio State, but I struggle with this one myself too. I mean, TCU is coming in there. They're 8-2 in their last 10 games right there. So it's like they've been hot. I mean, it's a team we also know played Michigan very close, obviously much earlier in the season and everything. But you kind of look at like similar opponents too. So yeah, I went back and forth, but at the end of the day, I think Ohio State shoots the ball a lot better. I think at the end, like I saw TCU shooting numbers were respectfully very low in 3-point shooting, and I think at the end of the day, Bruce Thornton, I think he's just going to take over for Ohio State. So that's why, at the end of the day, maybe it's because I know him a little more, but I'm gonna go with Ohio State.
Mm, mm.
Yeah. I kind of had the same reasoning. I mean, TCU has had some good wins this year. Like beat Florida. Um, they beat Iowa State. But I do agree. I think Bruce Thornton, just the experience of being in the tournament, he's like 35 years old. I swear he's been at Ohio State for like 10 years now. So, but yeah, it will be. I mean, this is gonna be one of those games that I think a lot of people do pick TCU. But I mean, just for this first round, I think they get one.
Yeah. Okay. I respect it. That's the first game too on Thursday. So we right at the gate. I love it that it's like we just said, high stakes, in that game.
Hmm.
Then moving down, we got St. John's and Northern Iowa. Um, I think St. John's whacks Northern Iowa off the floor. I don't think this game will be too close. For comfort for St. John's.
Yeah, I'm with you there. I also got St. John's.
Same.
All right. Then
Godfather.
Kansas. Yeah, Cal facts. Kansas and Cal Baptist. Cal Baptist. They make their first appearance. Now I'm going with Kansas, but I have to say the dude on Cal Baptist. What's his name? Dominique Daniels Jr. He's nice. I saw a compilation of him on Twitter, and I watched a couple highlights of him. He's nice with it. But the only thing is, he's like the only guy on the team that can really produce for real, and I think he's gonna have to drop probably like 45 points in order, for them to be able to win this game. I think Kansas they get it done. I think just one more complete team, better team all around, to get this done here.
See, this is where I'm going to take my first upset. I'm going to take because there's a lot of noise around Kansas. The whole Daryl Peterson, all that. I mean, there's just a lot with them. At some point, I got to pick an upset. And to be honest, it was because one of those things where it's like a lot of noise surrounding them. Heard a lot of guy about that guy from Cal Baptist, so it's like, all right, I like it. Give me Cal.
Wow.
Mm, okay,
I
interesting.
mean, to be fair, like this region is probably the one that would have an upset like that. Um, but if Peterson is playing, I do got Kansas. Uh, I think they also have that experience factor of being in the tournament, but um, we'll see. Like you said, Daniels might drop 40.
Yeah,
He
he
might.
might.
That's the thing with March. That's the thing with March Madness. But yeah, I think the safe call is Kansas, but I gotta pick an upset. Got a lot of them coming through, so we'll see.
Yeah, no, I feel it. My upset, this next game, Louisville and South Florida. I think South Florida gets this done. I think this is where this where I have my upset right here. I think that 11 seed just Louisville they've been struggling. They had some nice couple wins against Kentucky, NC State, but I mean this South Florida team, balanced team, and they can shoot the ball really well as well. They got a good backcourt. So yeah, I think South Florida for me personally, I think they're gonna produce the upset here.
Yeah, I got the same thing. I think I forget what his name is for Louisville. Just based on the spread and everything, and the way things have kind of been talked about this game, it sounds like they're missing. I forget what his name is. I don't have my computer or anything in front of me, but I think he's going to be out for that game. Which um, for that reason in particular, I'm going to go with South Florida.
Mm, mm. You talking about
Yeah,
Mikal Brown Jr.?
Yeah. I was thinking
Yeah.
Brown something, but I forget. Yep. Thank you.
Yep.
I also had South Florida. It was close because I think Louisville has like a top 20 offense and a top 40 defense, but with what you just said too, Sean, I think USF's probably a little bit better rounded out, even if they doesn't necessarily have the schedule to back that up. But I mean, these 6-11 matchups, they're ones that too every year you're bound to get one or two teams that get upset.
Yeah. True. Okay. So then moving on, 3 and 14 matchups. We got our Spartan Dogs going up against the Bison. I think Michigan State wins this game. Might be close, first half just because of Spartans, how they played in the Big Ten tournament, which, is another conversation for another day. But I think they make it up here and get the job done in the first round.
Yeah, I agree. In Izzo we trust, and he'll get it done the first round.
Yeah. No, same. I think Fears is the best point guard in this region, and because of that, I'm hoping that he has a good run in the next couple weeks with us. But it's gonna be a good game, hopefully. I mean, Michigan State always seems to struggle in that first opening game sometimes, where they at least keep it close within the first half. So hopefully, we don't have to sweat too much. But yeah, I think Michigan State takes it easily.
Yeah, I would agree. Another potential upset here, UCLA, UCF. I think UCLA can get it done, but I'm not counting out UCF though. UCF, or speaking of UCLA, they beat Michigan State in the Big Ten tournament. Got some big wins down the stretch of the season. But I do think UCF, with their ability to just be able to their defense is starting to click at the right time. I think they can possibly produce the upset here, but what are you guys' thoughts?
Hmm. Yeah, I went back and forth a little bit, but I think UCLA has just been playing some really good ball. They've been shooting it a lot better as of recent too. So for that reason, I'm going to go UCLA.
Yeah, same.
UCLA, the Bruins on. So then you got UConn and Furman. I think this is easy. I think UConn gets this one done. Unless somehow, some way, Furman could shoot the lights out and beat UConn, but I think UConn gets this done easily.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. I don't have any of the ones or the twos losing this year. At least not that I picked in my bracket. But I'd like to see one of them lose. That's for sure.
There. All right, so going down to the south, we'll just go down here. They got Florida, and they play the winner of it's going to be whoever wins tonight, I believe.
Actually, I
Lehigh
think the game is
in
like in 50 minutes too, or something.
Prairie
Yeah,
View.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
forget
Prairie
which
View and
one.
Lehigh. I think Florida easily wins this, despite whoever wins this, first four game.
Yeah, no question about it. Florida.
Yeah. I'm sitting in Iowa. This could be a tricky one here. In my personal bracket, I have Clemson pulling this one out. But Iowa, with the Big Ten and everything, they're a little bit slower paced, but they have been struggling as of late, losing its last 6 of 8 games. And, they're on the same end there, losing 6 of the last 10 to end of the season. So it's definitely, two teams that aren't at their hottest right now entering the tournament. But what do you guys think?
Yeah, every time I see a Big Ten team in like an 8-9 matchup, respectfully, I gotta go Big Ten. That's just I've been watching them, 100% biased. No reason behind it other than that, none whatsoever. Because it will probably dog walk them. Uh, Actually, I take it back. Last year, I had Clemson over McNeese. Everyone was saying McNeese was the upset, and I thought, no way, Clemson can get it done. And they got absolutely annihilated. They scored like 12 points in the first half. It was just miserable. So I hope they lose. So yeah, Iowa. That's yeah.
Yeah, I got Iowa as well. I think Bennett Sturts is, one of the better players in the Big Ten. Um, it's gonna be a fun game too. There might only be like 100 points total scored in this game, but I do think Iowa squeaks it out.
Yeah. Okay. So we're in Iowa here. Vanderbilt and McNeese, as you just spoke about, Grant. Right here, we get a 5-12 matchup. Now, the 5-12 matchups are always the trickiest matchups, I believe. Number 5 seeds have won 64.4% of meetings with number 12 seeds, and at least one 12 seed has defeated all 5 seeds in 34 of the last 40 tournaments. But in this one, I like Vanderbilt. I like the 5 seed right there. Vanderbilt has been a sneaky team. They started the season hot, but they can possibly get into foul trouble, which could um, present some trouble for their offense. But I like Vanderbilt in this one.
Yeah, I just watched her play against Arkansas in the SEC tournament championship, and their point guard, Darius Miles, I forget how you pronounce his first name there, but he's the truth. He's pretty good. He didn't have his necessarily greatest stuff there against Arkansas, but you can just tell like the guy's got the game for it. Um, Obviously took them to the SEC tournament championship. They took down Florida very, very convincingly. So just kind of with the way they've been playing, I'm gonna keep the 5 seed rolling here, but I do have a 5 seed losing at some point on the other side. We'll get to
Mm,
that.
okay.
Yeah, I got Vandy too. Their point guard's Duke Miles, Darius Miles,
Duke.
former
Thank
NBA
you.
player. Shout out him, but
Stud. But
Let's
yeah,
no,
go with
that's
Vandy.
that's
I
the
mean,
guy. Wrong
I've
guy,
heard
but
some
yeah.
people say Vandy should probably be like a 3 or 4 seed. Honestly, um, just based on how they kind of finished their season. I think a lot of people are going to pick McNeese just because I think they were popular last year. I know they got that one guy, Khan, but he not going to be on the court. So
Yeah.
I got Vandy.
Not the other court. You know what? I don't know. You know what? Oh man, Nebraska and Troy. I think the Cornhuskers. They started out hot, was 20-0, and then won 6 of the last 12 games. So they struggled to end the season. But I think they beat the Trojans here. No question. And like you said, Grant earlier, it's always a debate between the Big Ten teams. You always have to think about that, but I think Nebraska at least gets it done here in the first round.
Yeah, I got them making program history. I got them winning their first ever March Madness game. Um, I just think just like with that too, there's a lot not like pressure, but you really want to win that one. It doesn't matter what seed you are. It could have been a 1 seed for all it matters going against a 16. Um, you want to prove something. You had a really really good season. Didn't finish necessarily the way you wanted it to, but you got to at least throw one haymaker in this tournament. If not, it's tragic. No padding. That would be horrible.
I actually, this is my kind of first big upset. I had Troy.
Mm.
Like you just said, they've never won a tournament game. This is probably their best team they've had in the last, 5 years. Uh, but at the same time, I am not a huge Nebraska fan. Sorry to my guy Tom, but Fred Hoiberg, I don't got much trust in him. Troy, I got him moving on.
Mm. Okay,
All right.
interesting. So for the bracket's sake, we got two Nebraska, so we gotta go Nebraska here. But I like your reasoning, Nate. About just they've never won. Like you guys both said, they've never won a tournament game first. So I think it's a little bit of added pressure. On the Cornhuskers to get it done. But yeah, and Troy's a decent team. They ended the season on a decent note. Not big wins, but they're hoping to have Yo sang their best player back from knee injury to help pull off the upset. And if he does end up playing, then that'll be huge for the Trojans there. 6 and 11, you got North Carolina and VCU. This one was a tough one for me, but I picked North Carolina to get it done.
Yeah, I keep going back and forth. At the end of the day, I want to pick VCU. Um, and I have them in my bracket. It's just the end of the day, that's going to be such a battle. I think without Caleb Wilson, I mean, UNC team's looking at 3 seeds higher potentially. If you got him on the team, so you just don't know when certain scenarios like that. So that's why I'm gonna pick VCU.
Yeah, the Caleb Wilson being out really made it hard, but I think too another team that's obviously has a lot of experience in the tournament. Hubert Davis made it to the national championship in his first year coaching there. There's gonna be a lot of questions if he doesn't make it close again this year. He could potentially get that job vacated, but I have him at least winning this game, even without Caleb Wilson.
Yeah, yeah, agreed. Illinois and Penn. I think that's easy right there. Illinois. I don't think Penn is gonna be able to get it done.
You know who Penn's coach is?
I do know who Penn's coach is, but I just I don't know. I guess this was another one that you know think about the Big Ten teams, them possibly going down early, but their schedule was kind of weak. So and their best player, he was out, Ethan Roberts, with a concussion. So I mean he should be back, but I don't know, if he's gonna be able to beat Illinois with their tough defense and the way that they ended the season.
Was that the kid that dropped 45 in the championship game, the conference championship
Yes.
game? Or yeah, he's a
It was
stud.
TJ
But
Power. TJ Power, yeah.
yeah,
He's got a shot.
yeah, that's the thing. Fran's got a decent. I mean, that's the thing. Fran McCaffrey's doing some things down there that are impressive for sure. Illinois got like a European professional basketball team, so if they can't beat Penn, then Brad Underwood needs to take a serious look in the mirror.
Yeah, I got the Illini. I think Keaton Logler, he might be a guy who is a little bit of a breakout player this March. One of the best freshmen in the Big Ten. So I'm hoping that they can make a little noise. But yeah, if TJ Power makes 5, 6 threes, watch out because that could
Mhm.
be a huge up for a lot of people.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's true. That is true. St. Mary's and Texas A&M, this 7-10 seed. Let me get you guys' thoughts here. This one I was back and forth with. I went A&M. Uh, St. Mary's. I'm kind of back and forth on this one. I really don't know who to pick, but I picked A&M. For my bracket, one brackets at least.
Yeah, I flipped a coin 3 times and got St. Mary's every single time. I mean, I don't gotta say anything more.
Fair.
Yeah, I did the same thing. So I got same.
They flipped
I
my
St.
coin.
Mary's missed.
I was flipping the coin. We were just calling it out in the air. It was a whole thing. So
Right,
yeah, we came to
right.
St. Mary's.
Fair. Okay, cool. And obviously, Houston, not much, to say about this. I think they beat Idaho. I don't think they, can get it done against, this Houston team that's, pretty strong. So, moving on to the West. You got start off Arizona and Long Island. I think, we're a consensus Arizona here. Not much to be said.
Yes,
All
sir.
right. You
Bryce
got the
James.
Yeah, there we go. We got 8-9, Villanova and Utah State. Um, I went Villanova, but I could see this being, I don't know if you just call it a potential upset. But the defense that Utah State has is pretty good, not gonna lie.
Yeah, that's exactly why I went with Utah State there. It was really just one of those. I mean, still, I think it's pretty close to being a pick 'em in my opinion. I mean, that's gonna be a pretty good game there, but at the end of the day, I just went with Utah State.
Same. I think too. This is Villanova's first time in the tournament since they've had Jay Wright as their coach. So it's been a little bit. Um, but yeah, I think Utah State. I don't know a ton about them, but I kind of watched some and looked at some of their schedule, and I agree with Grant. I think they probably have a better defense.
Yeah. Okay, I agree. Wisconsin and High Point. High Point. I'm pretty sure this is their first, you know, time in the tournament. Um, I could be wrong on that, but I do
Yeah,
think
no, that's right. That's right.
okay. 14-game win streak they're entering on. They're on a 14-game win streak. And the Badgers, we got Nick Boyd, third highest points per game for the Badgers this year. So, they are, a top five team, you would say, in scoring, a little bit lower in defense, but I got Wisconsin. But what do you guys think about this one?
Yeah, it's gonna be a shootout there, I got a feeling, but at the end of the day, Wisconsin's playing really good ball, and I trust their point guards a lot more to get the job done.
Same. I think Wisconsin's backcourt is probably a little bit too much to handle.
Yeah, but okay. We got Grant's Hogs going up against Hawaii. I do like Darius Acuff. I think he's one of my players. Everybody's been talking about him, what he did in the SEC tournament, but I think he can keep it rolling. This might be there's always March where you have one of those guys that just breaks out. I know he's already kind of broken out, but I think he right here tries to continue to make a statement, especially as he's trying to boost his draft stock a little bit up. Try to get up in that top three conversation with AJ and Darren Peterson.
Oh, yeah. It's, yeah, Darius Acup is special. Malik Thomas, also a five-star freshman. He's a stud too. He's like really hot, really cold type of thing. But like I mean, if you catch this team when they're hot, it's like I mean, Darius Acup's gonna drop 30 and almost probably have 10 assists. Travion Brazil is a star down low. Just a very, very athletic big man. And so I think that'll make him tough to compete with a lot of teams there, which we'll kind of get into more. But obviously, I got Hogs winning this one.
Yeah, same. I had to go with the Hogs. I think they're probably head and shoulders above Hawaii's team. Just
Absolutely.
star power too.
Yeah, I agree. So then we got BYU playing up against the winner of Texas and NC State. I think BYU, they've struggled a little bit this season, but I think BYU gets this one done regardless of who wins that first four game.
Yeah, I would agree. I will be watching that first board game though, just because NC State's playing. We all got a certain player to watch there, but um, BYU is just, I mean, at the end of the day, I think they're better just overall, even with how kind of season's gone, to end the season off, I should say. Um, but yeah, BYU for sure.
Yeah, this honestly BYU scares me because with them having AJ, I feel like they could either be a team that like loses right away to like NC State or Texas, or they go on a run. Um, but I do have them winning this first game at least. But I can see a lot of people picking this upset too, just it being the 6-11 matchup.
hmm Yeah, I agree. Gonzaga and Kennesaw State. I think Gonzaga is going to blow them out the water. I don't think there's much to be said about this one.
Yeah, I would
Uh,
agree.
Yeah,
yeah, 7-10 Miami and Missouri. I picked Miami to win this one, but I could, see the argument for Missouri. Um, but just I think Miami's just a better all around team. I know Missouri. They had some big wins against Florida, against Vanderbilt, Tennessee, but I think Miami is better positioned to win this game.
Yeah, I gotta go back and forth on this one a little bit, but I'm gonna give the nod to Miami as well. Um, to be honest, I don't know a whole lot about Miami. I wish I knew a little bit more, but kind of looking at their resume and how it stacks up as well, I'll go with Miami.
I also had Miami in this one too.
Okay. And Purdue and Queens. Does anyone? I want to know if anyone out there has Queens winning this game. Just like in the world, like not between us, dude, but in the world. If anyone has, Queens possibly winning that game, I don't know, but possibly. Um, then moving on to the Midwest, we got Michigan playing the winner of UMBC in Howard. Unfortunately, I think the Wolverines are going to wax whoever wins this game. But I do think that Michigan could possibly be on upset alert. Come here soon. We will see. We'll get into that in a little bit. 8-9 Georgia and St. Louis. This one was a tough one, can't lie. I went personally the upset St. Louis. They got not Kareem, but they got I forgot the
Kareem.
nickname that they call him.
Robbie,
Yeah, yeah, they got Robbie, who they've been calling, whatever nickname, Abdul Jabbar or whatever. I think
Yeah.
possibly the St. Louis team could get it done against Georgia. Even though Georgia might be the better, stronger all around team. But what do you guys think right here?
Yeah, I went with St. Louis, in basically all of my brackets. Really, I firmly believe in this one there. Not been bad, just at the end of the day, they never showed me anything in the games that I watched, and even ended the season off, I was just like, I don't believe in them. After hearing more about the hype with St. Louis, that was a no-brainer for me, actually.
yeah, I honestly didn't know a ton about either team. I just picked Georgia on this one, probably because I think the whole Robbie Avila thing is a little corny, but I hope he proves me wrong, honestly. I hope he balls out. But I had Georgia.
Yeah. St. Louis is one of I didn't even know when I saw this. They're like a good like offensive team. Like, they can shoot the rock pretty well. So you never know if they can, catch fire early and they could possibly put this game away. So that'll definitely be one to keep an eye on here. Texas Tech and Akron. Oh, I went Texas Tech, but the thing about Texas Tech, they don't have JT Toppin. Um, which is obviously a big loss for um, that team. But I just, I think they're a stronger all around team, even without him, than Akron. So I have Texas Tech in this one.
Give me the singer. I like Akon. I think he gonna be. I think they go get it done. I don't know. I think this is one of those games where it's like, obviously we know everything with JT Toppin and all that, but it's just like I've heard so much about obviously how good their defense is, all this and that and everything, and like everyone's picking Tech to potentially beat Michigan and all this stuff. I just think there's too much hype there. I think we gotta see an upset somewhere, like you said, with that 5-12, and I didn't have one. I never had one out there, so I said, you know what? Give me give me Akron.
Mm,
I also went Akron too.
Yeah.
Something about these teams, man. I was looking them up a little bit. They're a team that also can shoot the rock. They haven't lost in this calendar year, and with them not having JT Toppin, I think that might just be a little bit too much for Tech to have to overcome.
mm. I like it. I honestly, I don't hate it at all. Alabama and Hofstra. I think the Crimson Tide easily get this one done here. Unless you guys think differently.
Yeah, I got Bama as well.
Yeah, even though that whole thing with Aiden Holloway went on, I still think them having LeBaron Philon, like he's a dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They got enough talent. I think that they'll be able to I think they can still make a decent run too, which I'll get to.
Yeah. So then you got the 6-11 Tennessee going up against the winner of SMU and Miami, Ohio. Now that Miami, Ohio, SMU, obviously is that first four game on Wednesday night. But Tennessee, they've been up and down this year. But I think they closed out the season on a high note. But what are you guys' thoughts, on this matchup right here?
Yeah, I really don't got much. I I think Tennessee is better than SMU at the end of the day, so give me Tennessee.
Yeah, same.
Okay. Then to close it out, we got these three games. I think it's pretty straightforward. Virginia, Wright State. I got Virginia.
Yeah, same.
Yep.
Kentucky, Santa Clara. I have the Wildcats. Going on to this one.
Yeah, I think Mark Pope's got to prove something. I mean, this is one I'll definitely be watching for sure, but I think Kentucky gets it done.
Yeah.
I actually had Santa Clara. I do like this Kentucky team, but I think for how much money they put into the team, they aren't as good as what they wanted to be. Obviously, they're playing in the tough SEC conference, but this Santa Clara team, they got some dogs on it too. Obviously, they didn't have an amazing schedule just because of who they play, but um, and yeah, they don't got Calipari no more, so they're not auto bid anymore. Even though I do like Kentucky, always always like Kentucky, but
Yeah.
I
Nah.
got the on that one.
Okay. Interesting. That could be a potential upset right there. That Iowa State and Tennessee State. I got the Cyclones getting that one done easily. That should
Yes,
not
sir.
be, I think that'll be like a 30-point blowout game. I don't think it'll be too fun. Um, So then we're on to the round of 32. So going back up top to the East, we got Duke and Ohio State. Um, I think Duke gets this done. I don't think this is where the Big Ten thing comes into play. Um, but yeah, I think Duke gets this done one easily.
Yeah, I got Duke as well.
St. John's in Kansas. This could be, I think, probably one of the best games that we'll have in the round of 32. I went back and forth, with the whole thing. I've seen, St. John's a couple times this season, and the whole Kansas thing with Darren Peterson and him, playing and not playing. I went St. John's in this one, though. I think that
Yeah,
St.
I
John's
mean,
is a
I had
little
him
bit
playing
stronger
DeKalb
team.
Baptist. Go ahead.
What what was
No,
that?
no, go ahead.
So yeah, I had St. John's playing Cal Baptist, and so I think for that game I had St. John's. But if you were to put St. John's against Kansas, depends. I mean, I think Kansas matches up well with them, and I think if they can get past like that first round, kind of get settled in, it's going to be a very interesting, well coached game for sure. But I still like I like St. John's to pull it out. I like their team this year.
I don't hate that reasoning. I had Kansas. I think a lot of people do want to see that John Shire, Rick Pitino matchup in the next round. But honestly, I want to see the Cam Boozer, Darren Peterson matchup more. I think
Yeah.
them being considered like one of the top 3 guys in this year's draft. I want to see them match up against each other. I know there's been things about does Peterson even really care or not at this point, but I think Kansas barely probably scrapes by, even though a lot of people do have St. John's making a big run this year.
I don't hate that. And like you said, um, the Boozer and Peterson matchup is definitely something to keep an eye out on. So we'll definitely have to keep tabs on that. But yeah, we're gonna go St. John's here because best 2 out of 3. Then we got South Florida and Michigan State. I think the Spartan Dogs easily get this one done. I think it's no question about it.
Yes, sir. Keep fighting.
Mm.
And then we got UCLA and UConn. UCLA, they've been going hot, but I think Dan Hurley, stronger team, stronger coach. I think they easily get this one done here against the Bruins.
Yeah,
Yes, I
I would
agree.
love to have that rematch, but like the MSU UCLA rematch, get our get back. But I do think UConn probably wins this one.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So then moving on down to the South, we got Iowa and Florida. I think Florida, I think it's a sweep here, 3-0 sweep that Florida moves on to the Sweet 16.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then Vanderbilt and Nebraska. This one is a tough one. Personally, went Vanderbilt here just because I think, Vanderbilt is, they're hot at the right time. And I think this is another thing where Big Ten teams start to fall off a little bit.
Yeah. If this matchup actually happens where it's Vandy and Nebraska, I'm laying the apartment on Vandy. Yeah. Not the house. I don't got that yet, but you know.
Oh, and the
Yeah, I had the Vandy Troy matchup, but I had Vandy moving on. But it's gonna be interesting because we have all these big teams winning like the first round. Like I feel like that usually happens, but then they all kind of fall out in like the second round and third round. So I wonder if a team like Nebraska, if they get past Troy, can they actually make a run and win 2 games in a row and actually do something? But for now, yeah, I have Vandy win. Also, I want to see that Florida Vandy rematch.
Yeah,
Same.
that'll be very good. North Carolina and Illinois. I went Illinois just because of the fact that North Carolina does not have Caleb Wilson. But I could see, North Carolina pulling this one out once again because Big Ten teams they start to fall off at this point.
Yeah, give me the European professional basketball team. They they're raised for moments like this, so I'm taking them.
Same. Keaton Wagler.
Yes, sir. Then St. Mary's in Houston. I think Houston waxes this one. No
Yeah.
matter
Oh yeah.
whoever they play.
Yeah, I think Houston
And
holds them
going
to about
over
like 40
to
points.
oh yeah. Yeah, I agree. Then going over to the West, we got Arizona and Utah State. I think Arizona gets this one easily. Um, and then Wisconsin and Arkansas. So Grant, I wanna hear what you think about your Hogs in this potential matchup right here.
So
Do they
that's
get
the
it
thing. It's
done?
gonna
Is it
be
easy?
No, God, no. No, no, it won't be easy just because at the end of the day, it's gonna be like 114 to 112. And there's gonna be 83 pointers shot in this game, so it's gonna be truly whichever team is just hitting the shots more. And really, I know Darius Jacobs, he probably dropped 35 in this game when it happens. I'm more concerned about like Malik Thomas. Is Brazil going to keep hitting threes like he was in the conference championship game? There's a lot to that. I do think if the Hogs are on though, it's tough. I mean, Wisconsin obviously we know a lot about them just from watching, but give me the Hogs in this one. I trust Darius Acuff specifically more. I trust him to kind of decide the pace of the game and everything a little bit as well. And Travion Brazil's been playing pretty well too. So, uh, give me Hogs.
I like it. Um, or Nate, did you have anything to on that one real fast?
I also had the Hogs. I think I probably breezed over this one a little too quickly just because I was like, you know what, that's Grant's team. Let him move on.
Yeah, thank you.
But this could be one of the best, one of the better matchups in the second round too. I think, like Grant said, both of these teams are going to be shooting the lights out of the ball, hopefully. So it'll definitely be a good one to watch. But yeah, I think Arkansas wins it.
Yeah, yeah, I would agree. Then going down, BYU and Gonzaga. This I think is going to be, I mean, another good game. I picked BYU. But Nate, you did say good point earlier. We don't know BYU. They could either be the greatest team on the court or they could fall apart. So I could see Gonzaga waxing BYU off the court, but I could see BYU staying in it and possibly winning that on buzzer beater or something.
Yeah, I'm with you there. This is a toss up for me at the end of the day. I have BYU, but at the end of the day, like,
Wow.
I really think Gonzaga's probably going to win the game. But I gotta pick something. I gotta pick some lower seeds to go a little further. It's just yeah. Once you make that many brackets, you start losing your mind.
I have the Zags. I just think BYU's lost too many games this year against better teams. Um, and I don't really know if when it comes to crunch time like this, if they're going to be able to pull out a game, a team that's as, you know, tourney ready as Gonzaga. So I Zags moving on.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
But hey, I mean, if AJ drops 30 and beats Gonzaga, I'd love to see it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
No. Then you got 7-2 Miami, Purdue. I do think Purdue moves on to the Sweet 16 in this one. I think I'm not. Purdue is one of the teams in the Big Ten that I dislike with a passion, and I blame Zach Edey for most of that. But yeah, no. I unfortunately had to pick Purdue in this one.
yeah. I'm Purdue on this one as well.
And
And then we got the Midwest, Michigan and St. Louis. Now, I know a lot of people are like, oh, St. Louis could possibly, do something. But I think, if they do beat Georgia, I think they get waxed in this, second round by the Wolverines, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, I hate to say it, but I think Michigan's gonna go on a deep run here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mara is gonna wipe the floor with Kareem,
Well, yeah. Yeah.
Robbie of Jabbar.
Yeah. Akron and Alabama. Um, now, I had Texas Tech winning, in that first round matchup, but I still, think Alabama is, gonna win this game, against Akron, regardless of who they play.
Yeah, I'm with Bama as well.
Yeah, I picked Akron. I don't really know why I picked Akron, but you had Bama, so let's go back.
And then Tennessee and Virginia. This one I had Tennessee. We've seen Virginia in the past kind of choke. Obviously, it's not a Tony Bennett's Virginia team. But I do think that Tennessee, could pull this one out here.
Yeah, I also got Tennessee. I couldn't really tell you why. I think really part of it's just because Virginia lost to a 16 seed. And then once that happens, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, I have Virginia. I trust in the Cavs, but I will say Nate Ament on Tennessee is a dog. He's probably going to be a lottery pick this year, so I would not be mad to see them moving on.
Yeah. Okay. And then final, we got Kentucky and Iowa State. I went for the Cyclones here. But as we mentioned earlier, Mark Pope and his Wildcats, this is a better team. In Kentucky, what they have with Ortega away, um, they could potentially win this one here, but I picked Iowa State.
Yeah, I'm also on Iowa State.
Same.
I got a lot of faith in them. I think they also make a deep run too.
Yeah. Okay. So then we are to the Elite Eight. So we are at the top region. We have Duke and St. John.
Or Sweet 16.
Yeah, this
Yeah,
is
Sweet
Sweet.
16, my fault. We got Duke and St. John. Where I think Duke gets it done. Even though we mentioned about the whole Rick Pitino thing. But yeah, I think Duke gets it done here.
Yeah, I think Duke's just very talented, even with losing a couple guys. So it sounds like, and who knows when they might be back too. But yeah, give me Duke.
Yeah, I picked Duke as well. I will say though, I feel like every single year this happens with them where they're either a 1 or 2 seed, and everyone has them going to the Final Four or the championship, and then they lose like round 2.
Yeah.
So if it is St. John's moving on, I wouldn't be surprised just by like Duke's history in the tournament. But I do think they have a better roster and the best player on the court.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
Absolutely. So you got the Spartan Dogs going up against the Huskies. This was, unfortunately, I was being realistic here in one of my brackets. I do always make a bracket where I have state, winning it all, like no matter what. Um, but I do think that UConn does get this one here. I just, we've seen it all season. State, they can either play like how they're supposed to, or they just go out and they just fumble the bag the entire game. And I think this is just one of those games where, yeah, we could have a possibility of winning it, but at the same time, at the end, crunch time, we just lose it, and UConn, pulls out as they're the better team.
Yeah, I went the exact opposite way. I hit the Penn Franklin and decided, you know what? Let's go Michigan State. Why not us? We already got footage on these guys. I know it was exhibition at the end of the day, but it's like, you know what? Why not? In Tom, I trust. Get us to the Elite Eight.
Honestly, Grant, I love that. Simply just based on how I made my bracket, I'm gonna go with UConn. If we do beat them, I need Jackson Kohler to have a legendary performance. Um, he's like the heart and soul of this team sometimes, so I need him to go crazy. But sadly, I did have UConn winning. But I did have I had it scratched out. I had MSU first, and then I scratched them, and then I put UConn. So I don't really know.
Yeah.
It's one of those ones where my head would say one thing, but my heart obviously says another thing.
Yeah. Fair, fair. And then staying up top over, on the other side, we got Arizona and Arkansas. This could be a good game here. Um, I don't know, Grant. I defer to you on this one. I picked Arizona just because they're the number 1 seed. I think are a stronger team. But I want to hear, Mr. Rhodes, your thoughts.
I'm gonna refer back to my old statement about Michigan State. I hit the Penn Franklin and decided, you know what? John Calipari is also that guy too. And I mean, he got us to an SEC tournament championship. So at the end of the day, um, very, very wishful thinking. Both of these probably will not happen. However, I like Arkansas matching up against Arizona better than I do MSU against UConn. I think Arkansas is just athletic across the board. We know Arizona, obviously, kind of the same thing there, and so tough matchup for sure. But again, on the more wishful thinking side, I'm going to take Arkansas. But obviously, would not be shocked whatsoever if Arizona wins this because Arizona is a really good basketball team, and I know a lot of people even have them winning it all. So
Mm, yeah.
Yeah, I honestly, Grant, I'm with you on this one. I went with Arkansas. I think this is just going to be a game based on, like you said, a guy like Acuff controlling the pace of the game, just because there are so many guys on the floor for both teams that have the potential to win or lose you a game. But I think, yeah, if Arkansas can pick up the pace on offense and maybe tire out this Arizona defense a little bit, they got a real good shot. So I got Arkansas moving on. And this is my first one seed losing.
Mm, okay. So yeah, Arkansas for the bracket. Then BYU and Purdue. Uh, now I this is another one. I had BYU just because I think again you got to think about the Big Ten teams. They're gonna start falling down like flies. So I picked BYU there, but then you got to think they could possibly lose to Gonzaga, so that could change it. But for this bracket's sake, I'm going to stay with BYU.
Yeah, I went with Purdue. I just think they were the end of the season for them was what they should have been to start, and I think they keep this going into March Madness here. So give me Purdue.
Yeah, I went with Purdue as well. Braden Smith, probably the best passer in the country. I think they also just have insane chemistry. Like I think 4 or 5 of those guys were on the team last year. So no matter if it is Gonzaga or BYU, I think they pull it out.
Yeah. Okay. Then moving down to the South and the Midwest. In the South, we got Florida and Vanderbilt. I have Florida in this one, but could very well actually. I take that back. I have Vanderbilt in my bracket. I just double checked. I picked Vanderbilt. I think Vanderbilt can make a type of run, but this Florida team is strong and trying to go back to back. So, what are you guys' thoughts? Though?
Yeah, I mean we saw the matchup just recently with Florida and Vanderbilt in the SEC tournament. Two things can be true. Like, yeah, Vandy played very well, but I also think Florida kind of had everything they wanted secured. Like, they got the 1 seed. Doesn't really matter if they won it all. Personally, I think I would actually rather taken the rest. Um, and so yeah, so for that reason, Um, I think Florida rocks them. Actually, I think Florida comes out pretty hot.
Yeah, I think they get back on in this one and probably hopeful to make.
All right. Then we got Illinois and Houston. I picked Houston to obviously get this one done, no question, easily.
Yeah, I mean, at
My
the end of
pick
the day, it
was
was
completely biased. I picked Illinois.
yeah, I think it's gonna be a really good
Sorry, Mark.
matchup. I think Houston at the end of the day has got more firepower and kind of obviously alluding to what I said earlier. I think Houston's got the potential to win a national championship this year. Um, yeah, give me Houston in that one.
This was another one I had. I had Houston, and then I scratched them out, and then I put Illinois. So I don't really know.
I respect it. Then we got Michigan going against Alabama. I picked, unfortunately, Michigan again, but if the Crimson Tide can somehow get it done, um, I might just become a closet Alabama fan.
Yeah, I have had a lot of people tell me this. Hey, I mean, it's the Arkansas baseball logo, but shoot, for when Bama plays them, I'll tell them it's the Bama logo. It can be what they want it to be that day. But at the end of I mean, I got Michigan. I think Michigan's got a really, really good team this year, and yeah, I'll take them.
Yeah, give me the Wolverines.
All right. We got Tennessee and Iowa State. I picked Iowa State, the Cyclones, to go on to the Elite Eight
Yeah,
here.
same.
Mhm.
All right. So then we got Elite Eight. We'll stay down here. Florida and Houston. I think this could be a very good game. Lance, you said you had Houston as your national champion, so
hmm
obviously you see them taking down the Gators right here.
I mean, we've talked about how close this team has come to getting their national championship. Um, I mean, Samson's a great coach, and so at the end of the day, I think it's hard to repeat as well. I mean, I know UConn made it look pretty easy for a while, um, but I think Houston, at the end of the day, I think they're just gonna be a little hungrier for this one. And personally, I think they match up pretty well with Florida. I don't think Florida is exactly what they were last year, but um, Boogie Fland. I mean, I know he's a dog. Unfortunately, he transferred from Arkansas to there, but um, I wish him nothing but the worst.
Uh, yeah, in my bracket, I had Florida, Illinois, so I had Florida going on. But honestly, Grant, you're making me think that Houston's probably going to go back to this chip now. So I don't hate it.
It's that'd be a
So
really
we
really
got
good match.
Houston
If
for
that if
the
that were to
bracket.
be yeah, if that were to be the matchup, Florida Houston, just in that Elite Eight right there, that would be must watch TV right there. I mean, that would be insane.
Absolutely. Yeah, rematch of last year's national championship too. So and then we got Michigan and Iowa State. I picked again. No, I take it back. I picked Iowa State to finally upset the
There we go.
Wolverines. I think
Hit that pen.
the LJ Kaysen injury finally catches up to the Wolverines, and I do think that Iowa State pulls this one out.
Yeah, this is where this is where I stopped, obviously, hitting the Penn Franklin, it looks like, because I guess for some reason I decided Michigan was gonna win, but Iowa State's I mean, they're really good, like, they're a very talented team. I think if Michigan were to lose to anybody in this region, I would be shocked if there was anybody but Iowa State. Um, so if it's possible, yeah, that'd be awesome, but I picked Michigan to win it.
I also have Michigan. I think Iowa State, they probably have one of the best defenses in the tournament. Um, Considering Michigan's offense has just been on a roll this year, I'm gonna take them,
All right. So the Wolverines to the Final Four. Then up we
Unfortunately.
have Duke and UConn. Um, in that first matchup, I think Duke gets it done here, and moves on to the Final Four, once again for the second straight year.
Yeah, I got Duke, but would not be shocked if I were that UConn team to get there as well.
Hmm. Yeah.
this was where I came to, like, is Duke gonna go back to the Final Four? Like, I feel like I see montages of them losing every single year in the tournament. So I picked UConn. I think Dan Hurley experience and, um, kind of the older players they have on that team have the opportunity to, you know, become again one of that dominant teams and make it to the Final Four again. But I don't hate the Duke pick. I think John Shire has, one of the best rosters in this whole bracket, obviously.
Yeah. Okay. So go to Duke, and then you got Arkansas and Purdue. I'm gonna take
Oh yeah,
Arkansas just
you already
because
know I'm taking the
Grant, you
Hogs.
have convinced me enough. Yeah, you have convinced me enough, and I already, expressed my deep down hate for Purdue. So I'm picking the Hogs in this matchup.
Yeah, Darius Acuff particularly, I think, yeah, he's just special. I mean, they were talking about him and Derrick Rose in the same sentence, and we already know what D Rose was doing back in the day. While he was in college, so it's just like you get a guy like that can just change everything. And so yeah, give me Arkansas.
Yeah, I picked Purdue. I think I wanted to see that Big Ten championship rematch against Michigan, but I would love to see Acuff in that Final Four too against Michigan.
Yeah, that'd be a very good Final Four. So we are in the Final Four here. We got Duke and Houston, and we have Arkansas and Michigan. Now, Duke and Houston, they meet once again in the Final Four. Houston, if you remember last year, they I forgot the exact amount they were down, but I mean they came back and you know ruined everyone. Cooper Flag and Duke's hearts, ripped them out. Uh, I think Houston, if Duke was to lose to anyone, Houston would be the team that they would lose to. So I'm gonna pick Houston here.
Yeah, obviously I got Houston. I just think defensively, they're I mean so sound, really really well coached. Duke's not going to be maybe 100%. Sounds like, and so for all of that, give me Houston.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to go the same. And mine, I had UConn, Florida, so I clearly don't really know. But I really do like the reasons that you were giving, Grant. I think Houston probably is the one team that could probably beat Duke.
Mhm.
Okay. So we're going to Houston to the national championship, and then we have Arkansas and Michigan. Um, Now we've talked about Michigan, how they are a good team, but Grant has also given his great points on Arkansas, and because we are Spartan Dogs, I have to go Arkansas with this one, no question, no question.
Duke, Grant.
I I mean, if this game actually does happen, like if this is a Final Four matchup, my heart, I don't know if it can take it. I might be dead at the age of 26. I'm not even kidding. Might be just I might croak out, especially just with all of our buddies being Michigan fans, as you guys all know. It's just like that game might put me in the hospital. At the end of the day, as much as I really, 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 really hate to say this, I don't think Arkansas matches up well with them. Specifically, I just think Michigan's big men. I mean, Yax Lamar just gonna have a field day. There's only one. I mean, really, Brazil's only been able to guard one of them. If you guard Mara, I mean, Yaxel's he's just gonna be He's gonna be there. It's gonna be tough. I just think really A-Cup would have to have like 45 point, which is not out of the realm. Not saying this can't happen, but just after matchups, it's gonna be a tough one. It's an uphill battle for sure, but it's a lot of pressure on A-Cup's shoulders there, and you really need Malik Thomas to hit some threes. You need Brazil to hit some threes. DJ Wagner has to play like a true senior. He has to really go out there and earn it. Unfortunately, I got Michigan in the bracket, but obviously, we all know I'm not rooting for that.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I gotta clarify that.
I
Gotta clarify.
I also with Michigan, this is another reason why I couldn't give my winner right away, just because I hated to like say it right away, but I do have Michigan in the championship game. Um,
It makes sense now.
Mm.
but I will also say this: I haven't picked a correct winner in like 5 years, so knowing my luck, it probably won't be right.
Fair. Okay. So we got Houston and Michigan in the national championship game.
Give me Houston all day in that one.
I hate the words that are about to come out of my mouth, but there's a very good chance that Michigan could win it. But I hope
Yeah,
Kelvin
no.
Sampson does the opposite and does it wrong. He's got Michigan.
Give me the Wolverine.
Jesus, that's disgusting. I can't. I couldn't go that far.
I don't know what I might have been on something.
Honestly, though, if you haven't picked a winner in how many years, I'll take it. That's a
Yeah,
great
that's what I'm
pick.
saying.
Great pick, honestly.
That's a great. Our chances improved.
Yeah. After this, I'm probably gonna crumple up my bracket and make a whole nother one. So,
Oh yeah, I'm starting on
Respect.
6 right after this.
But for that game, who do you guys, who do you guys think if this was to be a national championship, who would win? Nate, we know you're Michigan, but Grant, what about you?
I think Houston at the end of the day, I really do. I mean, defensively, I just think they're so sound. They're very, very well coached. They've been in this situation before. Yes, Dusty was in the situation before as well, but it's just like it's Houston's time. I mean, we've talked about it for so long now, and again, I know that doesn't just because you haven't won in a while doesn't mean anything, but it's just I know the hunger for that team, and you can feel it. I mean, they talk about it a lot. You can hear Calvin Sampson too when he's talking. You can just kind of feel that like he really, really wants to get a championship. Um, so yeah, I think it would be a really, really good matchup. I think Michigan would give him one hell of a fight, but just more sound defensively. Give me Houston.
I am going to have to go Houston as well, just because they are a little bit more sound defensively. And if Michigan does make it this far, I think, like I alluded to earlier, I think the LJ Kaysen injury catches up to them, at some point. So if they were to make it to the national championship game, I think it would catch up to them in the national championship game. So for the bracket's sake,
also,
you gotta go Houston.
has not won it since MSU in 2000. So the odds are definitely not on any Big Ten team's side
True.
in terms of.
Yeah, no. Mhm.
Yeah. Oh, but that's the bracket, man. So we got Houston as our national championship, our national champions, for the Ballin Out bracket this year. Obviously, some great games, great games that are going along, all throughout the tournament. We got some great first round games coming up here this weekend. Great second round games, following up this weekend. So it's gonna be great time. Share your national championships, national champions, and everything in the comments. And we'll definitely be analyzing it and talking about the games and how things went as this tournament moves on. But for now, that's all we got. Until next time, we'll catch you guys.